I just clicked it, by the way. I'm just going to give it a minute, make sure everything's fine. Alright, we should be live here. Just got to check it. We're going to hear a double. Okay, I'm going to mute this.
Okay, I'm not looking at it, so...
You're good. I just got to hear back and make sure everything's fine.
Okay.
Exit out of that. Exit out of Spotify. Open this up. Sorry, everybody. It's a mess. I've had a lot going on in the last hour, including getting a Fortnite win. Okay. So, Dalai Lama's in the chat. Welcome. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us here on 239 Tonight. This is the 18th installment. This is about the finals in Season 7. I'm here with none other than my normal co-host, the co-creator of 239 Tonight, Mr. Kosmic EA. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, I'm good. Interesting season that we had, and I'm looking to review it and looking forward to the next season, so let's get to it.
Okay. So for everybody here tonight, we're going to review kind of the finals. We'll kind of go over the playoffs a little bit. We'll talk about the finals itself, and then we'll kind of talk about how Hole 7 bye is not on vacation like he was supposed to be. And then we'll go from there and talk about like the Season 7 draft order and potential mock draft for the first round. We'll do the little things like that. And, you know, I just realized, Cosmic, this is the first time I've been able to introduce you with the same gamer tag as me, basically.
I know, dude.
Dude, the EA
It was a great
brothers.
idea. It was a great idea, man. Like, I don't regret it.
You know what I made my guy's name up at forward now?
What?
What a EA goal. Man, gotta keep it alive, you know what I mean?
It's original, man. I like it.
Okay.
I like it a lot.
So, I'll watch your back 360, aka Hole 7 bye, aka Kyle, just sent me a message of a screenshot. But you know what? We'll talk about that when we get to that point. So let's go right in order here. And the first thing we're going to talk about, I put the finals, but let's talk about playoffs. Let's do that, because I don't think we've had a show yet for playoffs. Have we had a show? I haven't been on the show, but
I don't think so. Yeah, you haven't been on the show for playoffs.
Okay. So give me the breakdown of what happened in your series versus the ChiliCon Carnage.
In our series versus the ChiliCon Carnage, it was just a lot of, for lack of a better explanation, just not getting the job done. We should, like, as the team who is putting up all these numbers and all three forwards are on the leaderboards for getting all these points, we show up the playoffs and we're just not scoring enough. We're not closing out games, I guess. We had them to a point where maybe we could have won a couple games, but we
now
just
tell me this:
choked.
was it Jelly's fault? You could be honest.
Was it Jelly's fault? I mean, I don't know, man. Jelly's just really good at pushing up. Like, that's like, you can't really fault them for doing it.
Was it the runner-up Rocket Richard winner's fault?
Was it the runner-up? I don't know. I literally don't know the playoff stats. I was a ghost, to be honest. I literally didn't show up. So I put it on my part, to be honest. If somebody's gonna trade their best player for me, I guess, and I'm not gonna show up, or if they're counting on me to carry an offense and I'm not gonna show up, I'm gonna take blame for it. But
I think there's a few factors that went into it. I think Chile really wanted to come out with the win, of course, like any team does. Their play style, it kind of feeds into the fact of how Ability had a little bit of an off season. I mean, he's acknowledged it. I'm not here to rattle that. I'm here to say, like, we all acknowledged it. We know it happened, and we're moving on to next season. And I think their play style kind of took advantage of Ability's little off season he had here. And whether you have Dolly and Drug back there, or whether you have you and Jelly and Agent up front, it all starts from the back end. And I think Ability had a rough go. And it's not all on Ability, of course. It really should never be on the goalie. It's just sometimes the goalies come up with... And I'll tell you this. I played Ability last night with Daly and Pale up from the front end. This guy stopped 3 of our breakaways in a row. He was on last night. This guy, he's going to be ready for Season 7. Draft this man as a goalie or a forward, whatever he's trying to go for. Just give him a look. But either way, I think you guys had a great series. I loved watching it. And, I wanted to touch up on... I love how Dolly actually streamed it with himself in it. And then I also liked how D-Mart did it as well, because I think it's adding a little bit of a personality to the playoffs, and it's giving people more of a reason to watch it. It's giving more of a... It's growing your own face and your own image in the league. And I would love for that to continue developing and continue moving forward as we go on from here. if I personally wasn't already so heavily involved in other communities with what I do on Twitch, like I would stream probably our NHL stuff, but I just don't, just because of like mixed matching of stuff. But either way, with that, it was a rough go for you guys. I thought you guys were going to come out with a win, of course. I stated on 239 Tonight, stated on the Throwdown. It was a rough go, but 7 games, man, and you guys were up 3-1 at some point, and they came back to bite you guys in the ass.
Yeah.
But,
oh man.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate, but
it is what it is, for sure. And you know what? That's kind of what matters. You know, like you've won a championship. I'm not taking that away from the fact of like, oh, don't go for another one. It's the fact you've already won one. You know what it's like to win one. You wanted to win one again, but you understood what happened in the playoffs, and you got to come back and battle harder for next season. And you know, I mean, good point. What you and I were talking about. You obviously didn't have an off season. You just didn't produce at the same level that you did the season before. And you actually, like you and I talked about, you weren't in all these award offerings this time. And
I was not. I didn't really expect, like, I don't know. I wouldn't say I was upset about it. I'm just
surprised. Kind of surprised.
Yeah, I was
like, just surprised.
Yeah, I mean, all the people who are on there definitely deserve to be on there. I'm not taking it away from them. It's just, I don't know. Obviously, it wasn't as good as I was last season, and you know.
Well, when you say that, like apparently this season overall, everybody scored less goals. There was a lot less scoring.
But also a lot of names from out of nowhere started showing up, and
true, and then it's going to be the same thing's going to happen this season too.
Yeah.
So it's just going to get tougher and tougher. But you know what? That makes us all better NHL players, and that's always a good sign. So we'll move on from that then. I don't want to touch up on every series, of course. I mean, Netflix and Shell battled hard. They just couldn't get the wins. We give 60, just couldn't find the puck. Just couldn't put the puck in the net on non-Kane. And there's another series. Imagination Land and who? Drop past Murphys?
Yeah.
They got swept by Imagination Land, right?
Yeah, they got swept.
Okay. I didn't watch the games. I can't make an assessment on it, but I didn't watch
the games. I didn't watch those games because I think they played. I don't know if they played one of the nights that I played, but I just know that my my season 4 team chat was blowing up with Brick being all excited and Feig being all excited, so that was fun to watch. But yeah, I know they swept, and I know Drop Pass wasn't very happy about it on how the game went, but who would be if they got swept?
Oh yeah, especially first round, like when you just came off from having a very hot season. I tried to pad stack and it didn't work. That's rough. Either way, let's okay. Somebody quit. I don't know who quit, but I didn't quit. Either way. So we got that. We go on to the second round. We've got the Swift Pups versus Imagination Land. Then we got Non-Kane versus Chili Con Carnage. Swift Pups and Imagination Land. Rondon was all over Figo. That's what I noticed. That's what I saw. Mac North was left out to dry. Not enough goals on their end. And the Swift Pups, man, their offense and then having Watch and net is just it's an unreal. So it is what it is. They just couldn't make it happen. Mac had to keep him in the games, and that's what it was from there. But Swift Pups went on to the finals. Then we got Chili versus Non-Kane. Nick DeGree goes on vacation after night. We had night number 1. We had our full lineup. We had our normal lineup. We went up 3-1. And that's just how it happens. That's what it is. And we came out and we scored. We kept putting the puck in the net. They kept putting the puck in our net. And I think personally I had some big games. I think Dub and Dunner messaged me personally. We're like, listen, dude, without you in net, we would have lost those games. Like, great job. They had a very readable system. They had a lot of drop pass one-timers and a lot of short side shots, wraparounds. A very easy game to read. It's just when you get caught in those odd man rushes and stuff like that and breakaways that it's very hard to obviously save every shot. Either way, we came out the first night 3-1. We put Legion up at front, and Legion gets 2 freaking goals. Game number 1. Oh my gosh. Gets that Legion goal from outside the blue line of Peaceful Bob. Bob's pads down on the ice. What an EA goal. Back, of course, to the Cortez EA name there, Kosmic EA. But
I like it.
We played great. We played solid. Legion actually ended up getting first star of the game. Legion's own words in the party were, I just somehow got first star in a game with D-Mart. My life is successful. And that's what he said. And it was so funny to hear him say it, and we were happy. We won the series 4-1. Nick got to enjoy his vacation. And then we're getting towards the weekend. We now know Sunday night, Swift Pups had to play Imagination Land. Swift Pups win the night, so we know we have to play Swift Pups now. We're trying to figure out what nights to play the series, and this is where it's going to kind of feed into Holtby going on vacation kind of thing. So you done know him and his son had a chance to go to the Washington Capitals game on Monday and then watch the Washington Wizards on Tuesday. His buddy is a part of the coaching staff for the Washington Capitals and said, listen, if they win the game, you guys can come down in the locker room, meet the coaches, do all this kind of stuff. And, of course, if they win the game, because, like there's emo, especially at the professional level if you lose. Yeah. So they got to go down. They got to see, the locker room. They got to stand. His son got a picture in Ovi's stall. Literally, Dunner got to have a beer with Barry Trotz and the other coaching staff and got to sit down and get to know him. And, I mean, you can't pass up that opportunity. So Dunner told us he had for Monday night and Tuesday night. He told us Tuesday night would probably be a better night for him to play because he's not going through that whole locker room and meeting the coaches thing the second night. So we were like, okay. So we tried telling Gretzky's, hey, or we told Dub Tuesday is probably the better day out of Monday and Tuesday. Now, everybody wondering, why not just push the series back a week? Well, this is where we tie in hole 7 by here. So Holtby tells us he's going on vacation, spring break from college. And he's telling us that, so we had last week, we just had Sunday yesterday. Yesterday, Sunday, he was supposed to fly to Florida. And this is, I'll tie in a screenshot that he sent. He was supposed to go to Florida to see his friends. So he told us he wasn't bringing his Xbox home from school, and then he wouldn't have his Xbox down there for the week. So we're like, okay, that's completely understandable. We'll have to plan it out some other way. We can't do that. So we're like, what about Sunday night? Well, D-Mart fights in his UFC league. We can't do Sunday night. What about Saturday night? Well, that is St. Patty's Day. You can't expect people to be on for St. Patty's Day. Friday night. You can't do Friday night because somebody else had something else going on, and it's a Friday night. It's very hard to ask people to be on Xbox on a Friday night. We go to Thursday night. Everyone's available to play. So that was the only night of the week that actually worked for both teams. So we had debates on, should we do a 7-game series in one night? We'll be freaking miserable, but we could possibly do it. Esso was expecting a huge power outage Tuesday because of a storm coming. Dunner wasn't able to be home Monday and Tuesday, but he could have been on for Tuesday night. Wednesday, something else popped up, so we couldn't do Wednesday. But either way, I think Ian and Nick had to work or something of the lines like that. But it kind of played in. Brian came back and was like, hey, listen, Esso might not have a power Tuesday. We got to do Monday night. And that we decided that at 5 p.m. on Monday. And we were like, shit, okay, let's make it work. I jumped up to play right defense. Legion went back in net. And, no diss to Legion. We talked about on the East Sober show. He got picked apart. He got picked apart at some random spots, and he acknowledged it. And, there's some things we could have done defensively. There were some wraparounds that we couldn't kind of protect because out front would have been open and other things. And it was acknowledged. It was a team thing that it's shitty the way it ended up. I think we played great. We actually had a chance to win all 3 games the first night, and we lost 2 of them in overtime. We won the third one, I think 3-2 in the third period. But to get to the point of it is we didn't push it back a week because Watch had to go on vacation. So Gretzky's even acknowledged, listen, guys, it's shitty, but this is what's going to have to happen. And he's the first guy. He's like, I don't want an asterisk next to this championship win. I don't want it to be oh, we try to take the easy way out. And Brian's not that kind of guy, and everybody knows that. So we come to find out that we probably could have played some other nights because Watch isn't going on vacation. So apparently Watch wasn't fully 100% sure he was going on vacation yet, but told us anyway, just to make sure, of course. And then got some text back from Buddy, oh, I can't do those days, which is why Hole 7 by is actually on Xbox right now. He's been on Xbox the last few days, and he still might go Thursday. He might not go. He's not sure yet. But either way, I want to put that out there. And Dub, myself, and everybody else, we all talked about it. That's kind of the shitty part of being the lower seed team going into the finals. It's up to the first place team. It's up to the team that's in the higher seed. Because they finished higher, they get the choice of not screwing themselves over. And I don't blame them. So we brought it up on the E-Sober show that they think we actually played better the first night than we did the second night. And I agree to an extent because I do think we played better the first night. I think there's some other attributes that kind of fit in where they do. But my response is I wish we had our full lineup from the start for the reason being night number 1, if things aren't going your way, you get to still see how the team's playing. You get to feel it. You get to get comfortable. You get to know the team. And if you make it to night number 2, now you know the team. Now you know how to play. Your mind's in the right place for everybody. And I think Dunner got to miss out on that opportunity. And that's not their fault. It's not their fault at all. It's Dunner had a chance of a lifetime. You can't blame them. And our team had aid scheduling going into playoffs. And we made it work all the way to the finals until that week. And they came out on top. So either way, you can't be mad about it. I just wanted to kind of throw it out there. That's what kind of happened. And thanks to Watch Your Back 360, aka Hole 7 by for not going on vacation and screwing the whole thing. But in the end, congratulations to the Swift Pups. Now you watched the last night. You didn't watch the first night. Not many people did because it was kind of not acknowledged until the last second. What did you think about it?
The first night, I definitely agree with what the the E-Sober show said, that you guys definitely played better the first night. I don't know if it's due to you playing right defense or maybe them just trying to adjust to you or what happened, but I mean, definitely you guys had a better chance, not a better chance of winning the whole entire thing, but it just looked like you guys played better on the first night. So, I mean, not that I said you should have run, not saying that you should have ran with the same lineup. You definitely made the right choice switching the lineup.
I couldn't do it again. I only had emergency defense on and I already played my 3 games.
That is the thing. So I guess you can't do that. Well, I don't know, man. I guess you guys were just destined to lose that series with the schedules and all that, and they're the higher seed, so you can't really do anything about it.
Yeah.
You just kind of got to hope for the best. I mean, what else can you do, really?
Exactly, and I think we've all come to terms with that. We had a little emo at first because we're like, this freaking sucks, man. Like, they scored bullshit goals night number 1 to score on Legion that like might not happen to other goalies, and it's no diss to Legion again. Like, listen, I have no problem talking shit to Legion. He knows I said it to him in the party when I needed to. But either way, my point is, night number 1 just didn't go the way we needed it to. But of course, that comes with the 8 scheduling. And night number 2, they came out firing and made it work, and we didn't. So I mean, in the end, they deserved to win it, and they won it, and it's congratulations to them. I have no emo on it. I'm actually very happy for them. I'm happy for Watch because I think Watch was in my opinion, the number 1 goalie of the season. I think without Watch on that team doesn't come nearly as close to winning the finals as they did. He was a hard goalie for our team to score on. We had to make nice plays to score on him. And when we scored, it was successful, or it could have been a bullshit goal, but either way, it's the fact of, like, without him in net, I think the finals could have easily went the other way, or any other series for them in playoffs. So, that's just in my opinion. I mean, he's my vote for Vezina. I'll publicly say that. And let me touch up on that, too. For people, I heard some people weren't happy kind of about the voting for the awards, and the reasons being is, in previous seasons, people have complained about who wins. People think it's a popularity contest. Some people, the biggest problem is we sit there and it's promoted for weeks on weeks on weeks, and then people still don't vote. But then the last minute, they're like, "Oh, why'd this person win the award?" And it's like, dude, we're looking through the responses. You didn't even vote, and it's like stupid stuff like that, and it's just other little emo stuff. And we know what the media guys listen. A prime example is I may not have liked Time to Get Steven, but I openly admitted on 2 shows that I was wrong, and if he's put up for an award and I feel like he's done well enough, I'll vote for him. It's the same way I would do it for you. I would do it for Jelly. I'd do it for Brick. I'd do it for anybody. And I feel most media guys are like that, which is why it came to the conclusion that there's less of us media guys. It's going to be easier to get the voting over and done with. Like, we know the majority of the league because we have to talk about it all the time. So what happened is they came to 1 guy on each show. I was the 1 guy for 239 Tonight. We put forward names for awards, and now we're voting on them as media guys, but you guys get to still vote for, I believe there's 2 awards. It's 3 awards: top goalie, top defenseman, top forward. So you guys still get your say in it, and we go from there. And I believe they're going to be announced on the Throwdown this week. What are your opinions on that? I've been talking a lot. I don't want to take over any spotlight here.
Personally, I think it's a better idea to get the awards done faster. Obviously, the whole league doesn't get a say on it, but although there were like a fan voting section, like that was a thing. It's a form, like you can still sign up for your votes. Like, I think it's not different awards. I just think there's less awards and there's more options. Like, I know there's like a much bigger voting form on there for the All-Star game for every single position.
Where's that one?
It's on the site somewhere.
I didn't even know there was that. When did that come out?
I did it yesterday. Like, I was filling it out yesterday, so that's the thing. But
is it on? Huh?
Look, 239 Season 6 awards, I think. No. Yes, 239 Season 6 awards.
And it said something about the All-Star matchups on that?
Yeah, look. I don't know if you're looking at the website right now, but
yeah, I'm on it. I just
239 Season 6 awards, and then it's like a little message from Pale, and then with that said, you can find lead white voting from here, right? And then you click on here, and then the Google
Oh,
Forms.
wait, so we're voting for the top 6 players, and then that's what the All-Star Game's going to come from?
I think so.
I thought that was going to be like a league-wide vote for... Oh, I didn't read it the whole way. Okay, well, I just said it. I saw it in the last sentence. I thought it was the community gets to say, like, oh, this is who we think the top forward was. This is who we think the top defenseman was or top goalie was. So, I mean, either way. My bad on that. But still, you guys get to kind of see who you think is the best, and they'll play it out that way. So, my apologies for that. But yeah, vote for whoever you guys think you want to vote for. And I guess we'll see an all-star game from that. If I'm not a part of it, I know I'm a part of the voting. If I'm not a part of that, I'll cast it. If not, I'm pretty sure, like, if Pale doesn't make it, Pale would probably do it. If Ability, I don't think Ability's in the voting, so Ability might do it. Whatever goes from there. But either way, that's fine with that. Mm-hmm. Is there anything else we need to touch up on with that? Is there anything else you want to touch up on, maybe with the finals or awards, like any little thing like that?
I don't know. It's just I just think the whole season this season was just a success. So a lot of the teams, a lot of the bottom seed teams are upsetting the top seed teams, and that was definitely rare to see last season. I think only one team upset as a bottom seed, and then I think you had like
wasn't it DJ's team upset 7 Taves? Wasn't it that?
Yeah, that was the one upset last season, and then I think it was
well the Pirates also beat, or were the Pirates already in 4th or were they in 5th? Because it was Daly's team with Puddin' Pop Palace, whatever it was.
And then for the finals, it was an upset. Black
Victoria's
Sails
Secret
was
versus
number 1.
That's season
that
4.
one.
That's season 4.
For us, yeah, we upset the 1 seed. 3 seeds upset the 1 seed. So,
in my opinion, I think that's one of the best finals we've seen in a long time. That was a gladiator offense versus a gladiator defense, and we just saw a great outcome from it. That will go down as one of my favorites. But either way,
yeah.
This season went well, and you know what? I was asked by a few people, like, how mad are you? And I wasn't really emo. It sucks to lose, but you know what? I made it to the first round of playoffs my first season here, didn't make it past it. And then afterwards, I didn't even make it to the finals because I got traded off. I didn't make it to playoffs because I got traded off a playoff team due to some internet shit. And the next season we come back, C-Dub drafts myself and D-Mart and these guys, and everybody's preseason rankings. We were probably like 6th to 8th seed. We come out finishing 4th, where we could have easily been in the top 3, if not a top team. And we ended up making it to the finals and battling all throughout the playoffs with a makeshift lineup almost every single night. So I mean, I think we came together as a team, and I'm happy in the end. I wasn't too emo. I think even you had a fun season, even though you only made it to round 1, right?
Yeah. Definitely getting traded for my first time, as controversial it was. I'm not going to come here to plead my case.
Listen, if Yam's here, you made it happen. That's all we got to say. But you know, we'll actually lead that into our next topic. Segue. There we go. So let's talk about season 7. Season 7 in the draft order. I'll go right down the lineup here. We've got Esoteric with pick number 1. He traded with Mac North. Daddy Mac, I'm trying to look, but someone's in my zone with the puck right now, and I'm trying not to get scored on. Okay. Eso trades with Mac. They trade basically 1 to 3, and then they trade some other little round picks in there to kind of even out the trade. So Eso takes a jump from 3 to 1. Mac drops down 1 to 3. We got OP Jelly. Jelly, for everybody obviously doesn't know that's a joke. We got OP Jelly with the number 2 pick in the Season 7 draft. And then we've got Mac North, of course, as we said. And then a trade that happened, I believe, today from the Finnabust captain himself, Joey Stopa. Or Joe Stopa.
Attaboy.
we got him himself trading up to 4 with Yambag. Yambag goes back. Oh, I might get scored on here. And I did. That's such a gay goal. Anywho. We've got Yam that's trades out of 4, drops to 7. Joe still goes from 7 up to 4. Then we got C-Dub 21 at 5, D-Mart 15 at 6, Yam at 7, Dalai Lama at 8, AC at 9, and then we got Pogs with back-to-back picks at 10 and 11. I just want to say, everybody, I want to tell everybody now, you all have officially let Pogs finesse his way into this draft. Kinky, I don't know what you did. You did it wrong. Listen, we're friends. You did it wrong. It's going to be that simple. That's the word around the league. Everybody agrees. I think everybody looks at it as kind of like what DJ did with that draft that one season, but somehow it ended up working out for DJ. But it wasn't like too hot. It was just more of like kind of luck worked in their way. after trades and everything. But that you remember that? Remember that when DJ made all of his trades and ended up making his draft actually worse?
Mm.
Okay, so that's what I look at it as. No diss to Kinky, of course. I think it's a first-time captain thing. I think it happens. Hopefully she can bounce back from that and prove everybody that she can do it. So we got those top 11 picks. And the reason I want to do the top 11 instead of the top 10 is because Pogs gets back-to-back. The finesse king of this draft goes back-to-back. So, number 1 pick is Esoteric. Now, there's a few things I've heard, and there's a few things I know. You know what I'm going to do, Kosmic?
What are you going to do, man?
I need to ask you. Esoteric. 239 Season 6 left-wing champion. Who's he taking with that number 1? Does he keep the number 1 pick?
I think he keeps it.
You think he keeps it? Okay. I mean, he did trade for it. He traded from 3 to 1, so he wanted it. There's obviously someone in the top 3 he wants that he probably thought number 2 would steal, which is why he made the trade. And then we think about it, and we think, okay, what's going on here? Who's he thinking of? So you and I already kind of have the same connection on this one, on who we probably both think it is.
Mm-hmm.
To keep it interesting, we're going to say that person. Or I'm going to say that person. You give me the other person that he possibly would draft other than this person, okay? So, Esoteric, left wing Season 6 champion. I think he takes Kosmic EA with his number 1 pick. I'll give an explanation of why afterwards. Who do you think he takes if he doesn't take you?
I think he goes... I'm split here. I think he either takes Schwartz or he takes Stealth Luka. Those are my options. You know?
So, Stealth Luka D or Schwartz. Now, Schwartz, everybody, is a right winger. He had a rookie season last season. I thought he was already in the league prior to this, but he just informed me yesterday. The Finnibus King himself, Schwartz. God's plan, you know what I mean? Either way. Schwartz is there.
Dude, that was going to go off, like, with all the catchphrases. I'm not even going
to... Yeah, just leave it out. But then you got Stealth Luka D, who is always a top guy in this league. Always in the top 3 or 4 in the draft. He's a center that's a two-way. He plays 200-foot game. He's talented offensively and he's talented defensively. He's got a great quick pass. He has the vision. He knows what he's doing, and that's why he's a top guy. So, number 1, you have either Schwartz or Luka. If you had to pick one, who are you picking?
Probably Luka, to be honest.
Okay. Now,
just because he's a center. That's literally the only reason. You would be perfectly fine having any of them, but just if it had to be positional wise, it'd be Luka. But
okay,
Schwartz can do. Schwartz gives the same input, just from a different position.
Alrighty. So Luka at number 1. OP Jai. Now I think we both know who Jelly's going for here. If SO doesn't take this person at number 2 or at number 1, there's 2 options. And you know what? We got to reveal it, man. We got to reveal it, or I'll reveal it. I think this man takes, if Luka gets snagged at number 1, this man takes Brick City. And the reason I say it is because now he's won a championship with Brick, and he's comfortable with him. He knows Brick knows how to run an offense. He knows Brick can play offense or defense, and it kind of gives him a little bit of mobility here. And it also gives him like a secondary captain that can help him run his team. If you had to pick the other individual that doesn't get picked at number 1, who do you think it is that he picks?
If he doesn't get picked at number 1, he's taking Stealth Luka. I mean, it's still a possibility that he still takes Brick, even if Stealth Luka doesn't go number 1. But like, if he's there, he's gonna have to make a choice. There's a difference. He has a center who is gonna carry him to the promised land, so he can just push up the whole time. Like, that's gonna be Luka. He's gonna give him the puck. He's gonna get the job done on defense. He's also gonna get the job. It's just going to feed Jelly the puck, and Jelly's going to do what he does best. He's just going to score, right? And then, if not, you got Brick, right? Brick's probably going to play defense. I don't see him playing center because, you know, defense is hard to come by in this draft. Or at least, like, proven elite defense is hard to come by in this draft. But,
well, here's the problem. If he picks Brick, it kind of gives him a little leeway because he's going to think about it probably at first like, okay, he's going to be my defenseman. He's going to be my guy. But then the problem is, though, Jelly's next pick is not till 31. Now, everybody within that, without trades being intertwined or anything, most people have 2 picks in between those time slots. So the only person that doesn't have a second pick by the time Jelly has his is Mac North. So Jelly has to look at it and say, are there going to be any valuable centers left at 31. And I think that's going to be the plan here. So I think, like you said, if Luka's available for number 2, if Esso doesn't pick him, I think he goes Luka, just because the fact that it's a solid center that plays both defensively and offensively. But if he goes Brick, I think he has a choice with Brick at center or defense, and I think that 31 pick is going to kind of choose what position Brick's going to be ending up playing. Because if there's not a center left, and there's like another top tier defenseman that's still there, or a top tier winger, I think that will then choose where Brick's going to end up on the ice. But you're not wrong with that. So we're both thinking Brick or Luka at that point, right?
Yeah.
Okay. We go to Mac North at number 3. Who is Mac Daddy himself taking at number 3?
I don't know, man. It's either going to be... He either goes defense and picks like a drug monkey or a Sea-Doo. Like, it's either that or he's going with a scorer. Somebody's going to score. So maybe like a Schwartz or maybe even like a Daly or something. Or
do you see it? Do you see a surprise me happening here? This guy has led the league the last 2 seasons as goals and scoring. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, did you get scoring title or goals title last season?
Like season 6 or season 5?
Season 5.
I got the goal title. I didn't get the scoring title.
Okay.
I was off by 4.
So he got the scoring title. This guy has led the leagues both seasons now in points, and he just led the league this season in goals and was runner-up last season.
Mm-hmm.
This guy's got to be a top 5 pick. I get there's certain captains fit into certain styles. Mac North here just had a season where he had defense, not the greatest defense, but he had defense. I mean, like Brick's good. I'm not putting Brick down. I'm saying he didn't have 2 solid both guys at both spots. No chirps to anybody. I'm just using that example. But his team couldn't put the puck in net in playoffs, and he saw it firsthand as goalie. Like he had to keep his team out. He had a 31 save win in the playoffs, and it was only because he had 31 saves. His team barely could put the puck in the net. So I think I think you're right that you could see him take a defenseman. And I don't think Mac's going to do that, though, until his second pick, which is at pick number 30. Oh, I was wrong, by the way. Mac does have a pick, and it's the second pick before Jelly, and it's the pick right before Jelly. So Mac has almost back-to-back picks in the end of the second round. I think that's where you see him take both of his defensemen. I think you see him take a top scoring forward at number 3, and then he picks both of his defense at the end of the second round. I think that's what you'll end up seeing, because then you'll have a solid defensive core, a good goalie, a scorer, and now he's going to work those 2 other guys in with his last few picks. Mm-hmm. So I think that's what you'll end up seeing. Agree, maybe disagree? Do you think he takes a surprise me, but you said also maybe a Schwartz?
Yeah. Yeah, that's just kind of general consensus on it. I just think he takes a score. Maybe he goes defense just to solidify his defense, and maybe he has some sleepers later in the draft for offense. But
well, he doesn't get another pick until the end of the 4th round at 62, and those are almost back-to-back as well.
Yeah. So he would have to have something crazy planned out if he's going to do anything. So we'll see.
For sure. Okay. So now we drop down to Stoey Jopa, who trades from number 7 to number 4. He believes someone's not going to be available by number 7 because he might slip through the cracks of CW 21, or one slip through the cracks of CW 21 and DMART 15. If Stoey Jopa goes to 4, who is Joe Stowe taking?
If Schwartz is available, he goes Schwartz. If he's not, or Schwartz isn't available, he goes Sea-Doo.
You think he goes Sea-Doo with his first pick?
Yeah.
My thing is here, Joe Stowe just captained the same team Mac North was just on. He saw scoring wasn't a thing. Mm-hmm. I think you hit the nail on the head with Schwartz. I think Schwartz is going to be his guy. I think Schwartz is who he's going to go for. If Surprise Me's still available, he's going Surprise Me. Because Joe Stowe can play forward or defense. I think he's going to draft whoever is best available there that's going to be able to put the puck in the net. And that could be Sea-Doo, but it also could be obviously a high talented forward that is like that's their job. So what I like is we're seeing both ends of the spectrum. I like it, but I guess we'll have to see. C-Dub 21, we'll drop down to him at number 5. I don't know what C-Dub does. I'm not kidding. I don't know. Because here's the thing. You got a guy who is a top tier defenseman in this league. You got a guy who is a higher tier forward now. He plays center, he plays left wing, he plays left D. He covers that whole left side of the ice or right the middle. I think you're going to see a guy who's looking for someone who holds the right side down, whether that be defense or whether that be a winger. And I think this all kind of factors into who's available at this point. Maybe a drug monkey, maybe a Sea-Doo. Maybe you're looking at a winger for, I don't know, who's a good right winger that could still be available. That's not a captain already. Like those are the little things you
At
see.
5?
Like, yeah, like who does he take? You know what I mean?
One of the 2 right wingers, if it drops all the way to what's it called? If they drop all the way to 5, it's either gonna be Schwartz or Surprise Me. But for C-Dub, I think
If they're both already taken. If they're both already taken.
if they're both already taken,
yes. Does he maybe take the welcome to the web center guy that's just broken into the league? That's like, hey, I'm here. I'm a center. I could be a top guy, but I need to be like, I'll be a center for you. Does he go? Tom's already a captain. I almost just said Tom FTW. Tom's a captain, right?
Yeah, Tom is definitely a captain. He's one of the more under the radar captains. He's
not really talking a lot.
He's not really talking a lot. He's not really putting anything out there. Maybe that's just strategy. Maybe you saw the referrals. He has a couple guys signing up, but
yeah,
maybe that's his idea. I don't know.
Maybe he goes with one of the new ringers in the league, like a Kevin or a Belial or however you say his name. He's got some options here. It all depends on what he's trying to figure out. And this is going to be a very hard draft after the first round, in my opinion. And I'm thinking whoever actually has a later draft pick is really going to be screwed. And I mean by later as in first round. But luckily for some captains, like you got to know Regretski's at 10. He traded. Did he trade? He traded.
No.
He traded.
Did he?
Yeah, he made some trades with Pogs today. He dropped out of the first round to get 2 second-round picks. No Regretski's is obviously a top 5 guy in this league for forwards. No doubt. No ifs, ands, or buts. He is. So he is his first-round guy. Now he's trying to snag 2 second-round guys. Now this is the challenge. Because he has almost 2 back-to-back. He's got McFly and Thams picking between him in the second round. And you know what? We'll talk about that in another moment. Whatever. I'll try to stay on track. So C-Dub21, I think he takes someone on the right side of the ice. If not, a center that can hold it down. And I think that's the direction that it goes. And you said you could see him taking a Schwartz or whatever if they're still available.
Yeah.
Do you want to come play, by the way? We need one.
For what?
NHL.
I guess so, sure. I'm on the way.
Okay. So I'll do that. I just got to message Dub now and tell him that, but we'll keep on track.
But you know what? I lied. Not gonna go play.
You're not coming to play?
No. I have league gaming in soon.
Okay.
So that's the thing.
So we'll stay on track here. So
Yeah.
C-Dub takes whatever. D-Mart15. This guy. Considered a top guy in the league. Considered the top guy. Huge reason non-consensual has had any success at all. We go look at that. This guy, listen, if I know him as well as I do, I played him now the last 2 seasons on a team. Maybe hoping for a third. We'll see. Obviously, we don't know. Like, who doesn't want to play for a D-Mart if possible, you know? Yeah. I think you see D-Mart go for a right defenseman right off the click. Whether that's Sea-Doo, whether that's Drug Monkey, whether that's somebody else that he is familiar with or knows, I think you see a right defenseman right from the click. Dan loves working with his defensemen. Dan loves working with an offense that knows how to use their defense and then going from there, or a defense that knows how to play offense is what I meant to say. I apologize. And I think it's really going to matter who's available then, kind of thing. So that's what matters then. But that's my analysis. I don't know who's going to be available for that. Listen, Dan knows this league. Dan knows who he wants. I don't see him going for a new guy for the league because I don't think he cares enough. He's not cares enough. I think he's always going to play it to the fact of, oh, I know this guy can play right D. Oh, I know this guy can do that. Or I have a guy that can play either D position. He's a top guy. I'll figure it out from there. I think that's what you see. But what do you think? Do you think it's the same? You think he's going different?
I agree. He's definitely. I don't think he's going with any of the new Moose guys. For D-Mart, I think he goes D here. I mean, he's an elite forward. Everyone knows that. He's probably going first overall almost every time, and if he isn't captaining, so you gotta solidify your defense somewhere. There's not a crazy amount of defensemen this season, so might as well get it out of the way while you can. So I think that's his go-to.
Okay. So we drop down now to Yam Bag at number 7. Yam is normally a defenseman. I have no idea what Yam does. I thought Yam was going to stay at 4 and take surprise me, but I guess the trade was too valuable for him to get out it, like to not stay in it. So Yam at 7. Kosmic as a captain. You're Yam Bag. You're a defenseman. What are you looking for?
I'm looking for somebody to carry me on offense. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a center who probably gets the job done, maybe even a winger, but then you have to find him a center because I think center is the most important forward position. So that's what he's going to have to look for. Maybe, I don't know, centers in this league, or at least available at this point.
The problem is Yam is scouting, and the thing is Yam is an admin. He gets to know everybody before everybody else knows because they have to approve of it, of course. So with that said, we look at it and we're like, okay, hey, this is who it is. This is like where they come from. This is what they're good at. They're either aides or they're not aides, and it just goes like that. So he's looking for a forward. Do you have any idea who's going for?
I think if he's going to go with somebody, I think he's going Windy City. To be honest.
He's going who?
Windy City Web, or whatever his name is.
Welcome to the Web?
Welcome to the Web, yeah. I think his old gamer tag was Windy City Web. I don't remember where I saw that from, but
okay.
Yeah, Welcome to the Web. I think that's who he goes with. He's a center. He's I played with him a couple times. He's very responsible for his position. He's always back on defense and he's moving up as a team. So I think he's the guy to go for at center if you really want to solidify your offense early. So maybe that's what he goes for because obviously he has the advantage over some other captains and he knows everybody. So that's the thing.
Okay. Dalai Lama at 8. I'm throwing it out there now. Hockey Town, or he's picking up one of these LG guys that came in. Dalai knows the guys coming into the league. If he can get along with them, he picks one of them up. If he doesn't, I think you see him go Hockey Town with what he knows, what he's comfortable with, who he enjoys playing with. And he obviously he already knows what he wants. So from there, what are you thinking?
I agree with you. I think he goes with like you said, one of the LG guys, or maybe one of the newer guys here, or maybe he just sticks with what he knows. Maybe, yeah, I guess you hit on the head. Hockey Town. He's really the only person left on that team that isn't the captain, and CD already got chosen. So that's the thing.
Okay. So we drop down now to AC09DC. All right.
Yeah.
The AC09 Dick.
Yes.
This guy, he can play defense. He can play forward. He's gonna need a forward that can put the puck in the net. Is Shane? I almost said Shaney. Is Saney part time or is Saney full time this season?
I have no clue. I'd have to check. I don't have it in front of me.
I'm looking right now. Whoever fills out his name apparently didn't fill it out right. Okay, there it is. No, I had it typed wrong. My apologies to anybody. Full-time, preferred right D, but we'll have left wing, center, right wing open. I think you say Saney get taken by him, and the reason I say is Saney's a kind of a top guy in this league, and AC needs it. AC needs a guy that's going to put the puck in the net, and he knows that he can do it, and he's been here for multiple seasons and has done it. And from there, AC's draft will all depend on if he needs to be a defenseman or if he needs to be a forward. By himself, not Saney. So I think that's what you end up seeing. So either way, agree, disagree, what are you thinking?
No, I agree. AC's just going to go with, he's been scouting a little bit, so he's just going to go with what he's seen and what works best for him, and he's just going to work around himself because that's what obviously we want to do as a captain. So that's the right pick.
Okay. And now we got Pogs back to back. And the reason I want to stop at Pogs after this is because I have no fucking clue who goes where. I literally have zero idea. It's not even funny. I'm glad I didn't captain. Man, I dodged a bullet on that one. But Pogs back to back. I looked up the referrals while we've been here. I found 2 guys. One of them's a part-timer, and the other one surprised me. I thought there were going to be more because I've been hearing from a lot of people like, oh, Pogs is getting these people in the league. But you never know if one's a Tom FTW referral, like Lord 21. You don't know if Kevin 7, who agent referred, is going to come in, or Belial, or Figo recommended this headless guy. You've got a lot of guys coming in the league from other places, and I don't know them. I haven't played there. Like this Rocco 33 guy is recommended by Luca. He's got all positions except for goalie. You got 77 times 7. You got him. So Tom FTW recommended a Speedy Joey. You got Welcome to the Web if he's still available. Like you got all these guys that could potentially be drafted by Pogs back to back. Do you think Pogs goes with 2 forwards? Do you think Pogs picks up a forward and a defenseman? Do you think Pogs picks up a forward and a goalie or a defenseman and a goalie? What do you think he's going to do here?
I think he goes either D offense or DD. That'd be a crazy little move there, just filling out the defense early. But I mean, it wouldn't be a bad idea, to be honest.
Well, it also all depends on who's available for defense still, and then it also depends on, does Pogs, do you pull a Dominator Silva and pick up Rev Hellcat and Sea-Doo 77, again, thinking that defense is really going to keep it out, and then it ends up being, okay, I don't have an offense now because I had to wait forever to pick an offense, and I don't have anybody that can bury the puck. Because Pogs is a good guy. Pogs is good at forward as well, just like Dominator Silva is. But their problem was putting the puck in the net. Plus, their defense didn't really wasn't to that success because they didn't have the greatest goalie either. No diss to any other goalies. It was just the fact of like they just weren't coming up with that big save to keep them in the game.
Yeah.
So I think you hit the nail on the head though. I think it's either you see a forward or a defenseman, or I think you see Pogs go for all out offense. I don't know if he goes back-to-back defenseman. I think he gets his star pupil there back at the back end. He gets his other forward that he can work with. And from there, I think you see him in the next round try to get another defenseman. And then go for his last forward and a goalie. But I think that's what you end up seeing. And I'm kind of excited to see where that goes for Pogs because, this, like I said, this man finessed the draft.
Yeah.
Like he's single-handedly finessed. He got 2 first-round picks, and he's still done by, I believe, the 5th round. He does not have a pick in the 6th at all. And 2 first rounds, skips the 2nd, middle of 3rd round, still has none actually in the 4th round anymore, and then has 3 in the 5th. And you know what? This draft, with so many captains, there's going to be some depth still available. And it's going to be scary. I just hope Pogs selects his team right and doesn't have to go through the whole AIDS trades again at the beginning of the season like Chili Con Carnage.
Mm-hmm. Well, should be interesting. Hopefully Pog's team isn't like it was formed last season, because if so, it'd be scary. I just didn't like playing against them. They're all just big guys, like not big guys, like big builds, you know what I mean, right?
Yep.
Like power forwards, grinders, all that, and they're just hitting you all the time, and you know, it's frustrating. Man. It really gets to you, but especially with a team on all small builds, it just works, man. Like I don't know what it is. They just find a way, and hopefully, if I'm not on his team, he doesn't find a way to recreate that team. So we'll see, man. We will see.
For sure. All right, is there anything else we want to talk about tonight? Is there anything else we're thinking of?
I don't know, man.
I mean, we've got the trades. We got the draft trades. I personally, unless I'm a guy that, unless I'm in the middle of all the trades, and I'm talking like middle 1st, middle 2nd, middle 3rd. Maybe I'm a guy that's trying to trade one of my picks to try to get a back-to-back to make sure I'm happy with my picks. But if I'm one of those guys that has the back-to-backs either at the end of the 1st or the beginning of the 1st, I don't think I'm trading here. I would realistically try not to. And I guess it depends on the comfortability of the captain. You know what I mean? Like it depends on who they wanted to go for, who they want to play with. Are they still going to be available? I just don't think this is a draft where a trade to number 1 is too necessary, and that's no diss, obviously, to you or anybody else that's the top talent. I just don't think it's not a D-Mart. It's not a Regretskis. It's not a lot of these guys that are the game-changing guys. Like you are for sure a game-changing forward. I just think it's not a guy that SO trades 3-1 for, and that's no diss to SO. It's no diss to you either. I'm just saying in general. Like maybe screwing your whole draft.
Like I don't know, like what you're doing. Like I played like 4 or 5 ESHL games today. Probably had like 1 goal. That was the worst, dude.
Sounds like my typical day.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know, man. Whatever.
It is what it is, man. I was just using it for reference that.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, like don't trape yourself to get into a spot like how I think Kinky kind of did it, to make sure she kind of got some people that she wanted to get.
Just confused me a lot, dude.
Well,
like,
supposedly she had set her mindset on these two exact people. She knew she could get both of them by that time, which is why she wanted to go for them. But I think with Kiki being a goalie, I think she needed to keep all of her picks from rounds 1 through 5 and keep herself in the best spot possible, and get rid of maybe a 5th round pick, or get rid of, like, really try to use that to your advantage, because that's where you're a goalie. You don't have to draft a goalie in the goalie round. Like, and I think that's where the mistake was made. But we'll see what comes from it. Maybe she bounces back and maybe she looks at us all and goes, "Yo, I think Figo's trade was kind of this guy has 2 6th round picks now because of the way he traded. Unless this guy's a mastermind, I keep passing it to the wrong guy. Unless this guy's a mastermind, I don't think that was a smart idea, but he could be seeing something I don't completely see at all."
Well, I guess we'll see. Wait, next Monday is the draft, right?
The 26th. Yes, Monday.
Are we doing that? Like, is that a thing? Or?
I'd assume they'd ask us, and as of right now, I don't think I have anything else planned. So it very well could be a thing.
Hopefully it's not as bad as last season. I tried to get everyone involved, and it just didn't work out, man. It was the worst. Like, well, I'll try to avoid that this season. Probably, hopefully find a better format, and maybe.
Well, I'll be here with you. We'll plan it out a little bit beforehand. Like, you won't get sprung with it last minute, being like, "Hey, you got to do the show." We'll plan it out. We'll figure it out. Daly's normally available on Mondays now too, so Daly will probably be on the actual draft show itself.
Aren't they going on like a trip coming up though? Like, isn't it?
Oh yeah, but I'm not sure if it's during draft week though. You know what I mean?
I don't know. We'll find out.
Dude, I'm a mess. I'm playing terrible right now. It's all because I'm having conversations. Hopefully you guys enjoy the hockey that's in the background, because it makes it, I think, in my opinion, more entertainment that you get to watch something while listening. But if that's all we have for tonight, are we ending on that? Are we sending it? Are we full sending?
Yeah, I guess we'll full send our way out of here. I'm excited for next week. Hopefully we can have a 239 type show, or maybe we do like a pre-show and then the draft show, or maybe.
Well, there's always a pre-show. There's always a pre-show for the throwdown. But from there, we'll probably end up getting the shaft of the draft show. That's not really a shaft, but it's just very long, very tedious, which is kind of like a shaft. So either way, yeah. So thank you everybody for coming out tonight. Hopefully you guys liked what we spoke about. Of course, hopefully some of you didn't, because then it gives me a reason to hate some of you. I think that's really it for that. So good luck to everyone next Monday. Good luck to the captains. Good luck to Cosmic EA here. I hope he does get picked number 1, like I'm hoping for. Hopefully that I predicted.
I don't know, man. That puts a lot of pressure. I've never been like highly regarded like as a forward. I mean, I've never had that much pressure before. We'll find out, man. Hopefully, maybe I should.
We'll see, man. We will see. We will
if
find
it
out.
Happens.
Well, Monday, March 26th. Believe the draft's anywhere from 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock. Haven't been told the specifics yet. Never know the specifics.
Yep.
Be there, be square, figure out who you're drafted by. If you're not drafted, please don't be emo. We do need waivers, and that is why 16 teams were included, because people get emo when there's waivers, and there's a reason this league may suck or may be phenomenal. We'll find out. So thank you guys so much for watching this week. This is the 18th version, or installment of 239 Tonight. Thank you to Daly, who did agree to come on the show. Cosmic told me he had LG. Yeah.
Whatever,
so I asked Daly to come on. Daly's like, yeah, I'll do it. Anyway, thanks for coming on, everybody. Until next Monday, it's been Cosmic and Cortez, and we're out. Peace.